Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video we are going to explore something really interesting and exciting. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. As we begin our journey into the world of American dimes, let's go back in time to 1960, a year that was marked by profound changes in the political, cultural, and social landscape of the United States. The 1961 dime coin is a relic of this pivotal era, a time of growing civil rights movements, the space race, and the early years of the Cold War. Though the coin itself may seem small and ordinary, it carries with it the echoes of a decade that changed the world forever. The 1961 dime coin holds a special place in the hearts of coin collectors and history enthusiasts alike. It features the same classic design that has been in circulation for much of the 20th century, the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. This design, which was first introduced in 1946, has become synonymous with the dignity and strength of the United States, and it continues to appear on the dime to this day. The story of the 1960 dime begins with its design. In 1945, upon the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the U.S. Mint sought to honor his memory by designing a coin that would feature his likeness. The task was entrusted to the renowned sculptor John R. Sinnock, who was the chief engraver at the U.S. Mint at the time. Sinnock's design was chosen to be used on the dime, as Roosevelt had been instrumental in the creation of the March of Dimes, a charity that raised funds to fight polio, a disease that Roosevelt himself had suffered from. Sinnock's design for the dime depicted a simple yet powerful portrait of Roosevelt, with the inscription "Liberty" along the top, "In God We Trust" along the left, and the date of minting on the right. The reverse of the coin, which features a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizes freedom and peace, two ideals that Roosevelt championed throughout his presidency. This iconic design has become one of the most enduring images in American coinage, and it was the face of the 1960 dime. But what makes the 1961 dime coin stand out among its peers is its historical significance and the circumstances surrounding its production. The year 1960 was a year of transition, both in the United States and the world. The country was in the midst of the Cold War, a tense and often uncertain period marked by the rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. At the same time, the civil rights movement was gaining momentum, as activists worked tirelessly to challenge racial segregation and inequality. The world was watching as the United States prepared to send its first astronauts into space, and the nation was buzzing with the excitement of scientific discovery and technological advancements. In the world of coinage, the 1960 dime is notable not only for its design but also for the minting process that produced it. The U.S. Mint was still using the traditional methods of coin production that had been in place for decades, which involved striking coins from metal dies and using a combination of hand and machine labor. However, by 1960, the Mint was beginning to experiment with new techniques and machinery to increase efficiency and reduce costs. During the 1960s, the U.S. Mint was still producing coins made from silver, which had been the standard for dimes, quarters, and half dollars since the late 19th century. The 1960 dime, like its predecessors, was composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, a composition that would remain in place until 1965, when the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel alloy in response to the rising price of silver. In terms of production numbers, the 1960 dime was minted in large quantities to meet the needs of an expanding economy and a growing population. The U.S. Mint produced dimes at 3 different facilities that year: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins minted in Philadelphia did not feature a mint mark, while those produced in Denver were marked with a D mint mark, and proof coins struck in San Francisco carried the S mint mark. Collectors often seek out coins with specific mint marks, as these can add to the rarity and value of a particular coin. As with many coins, the condition of the 1960 dime is a key factor in determining its value. The majority of the dimes produced in 1960 were circulated, and their value remains close to face value, just 10 cents, if they are in average condition. However, The true value of the 1960 dime is revealed when it is in uncirculated or mint state condition. Coins that are in pristine condition, free from scratches, marks, and other signs of wear, are highly prized by collectors, and they can command a premium price. The 1960 dime is also known for its rare error varieties, which can make a huge difference in its value. Some of the most sought-after errors in the 1960 dime series include double strikes, misaligned dies, and off-center strikes. These errors are relatively rare, and they can cause the coin to be worth far more than its face value. For example, a 1960 dime with a double die error, in which the image appears to be slightly double due to a misalignment of the die during the minting process, can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. These error coins are prized by collectors because they are unique and difficult to find, adding an element of intrigue to the world of numismatics. As we turn our attention to the value of the 1960 dime, it's clear that this coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. In recent years, the value of a 1960 dime in excellent condition has skyrocketed, particularly for those that are in uncirculated condition or have error varieties. In fact, a 1960 dime can now be worth up to $165,000, depending on its condition and rarity. This makes it one of the most valuable dimes in the history of American coinage, a stunning testament to the importance of this seemingly humble coin. Collectors are particularly drawn to the 1960 dime for several reasons. First, its connection to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose leadership during the Great Depression and World War II left an indelible mark on American history, gives it a sense of historical importance. Second, the 1960 dime was minted during a time of significant change in the United States, and it serves as a reminder of the political, social, and economic events of the 1960s. Finally, the 1960 dime's relatively low mintage and its potential for error varieties make it an attractive option for collectors who are looking for a rare and valuable coin to add to their collection. As we move forward in time, it's clear that the 1960 dime will continue to hold a special place in the world of coin collecting. Its historical significance, unique design, and potential for rarity make it a highly coveted piece for collectors, and its value will likely continue to rise as more people discover its story. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of numismatics, the 1961 dime coin is a must-have for anyone who wants to own a piece of American history. With that, we now move on to the next coin in our journey, the 1981 one-dime coin. What makes this coin so unique, and how did it fit into the world of American currency? Let's find out. The 1981 one-dime coin is a product of its time, a symbol of the early 1980s, a period of economic challenges, political shifts, and technological advancements. The decade of the 1980s was marked by a series of significant changes in the United States. The Cold War raged on, while at home, the country faced inflation, unemployment, and the threat of an economic recession. In 1981, President Ronald Reagan was inaugurated, ushering in a new era of conservative policies, tax cuts, and a focus on military strength. Against this backdrop, the 1981 dime was minted in large numbers to meet the daily needs of a growing economy. While the country faced financial struggles, the coin itself was still a critical part of everyday life for the American public. But beyond its face value of 10 cents, the 1981 dime was a piece of a larger story, a reflection of the political, social, and economic changes that were taking place in the United States. As with many of the dimes that preceded it, the 1981 one-dime coin features the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt, who served 4 terms from 1933 until his death in 1945, was an instrumental figure in American history. His leadership during the Great Depression and World War II transformed the nation, and his memory was honored with the dime's design shortly after his passing. The obverse of the 1981 dime features Roosevelt's likeness in profile, surrounded by the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," with the year of minting appearing just below his image. On the reverse of the coin, we see the familiar symbols that have defined the design of the dime since its introduction in 1946. A torch, representing freedom, is flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing peace and strength. These images, designed by John R. Sinek, continue to be featured on dimes to this day, serving as a reminder of Roosevelt's legacy and the values he championed. But the 1981 dime stands out for several reasons beyond its design. The early 1980s were a time of significant change in the United States, and this period would be reflected in the way coins were produced. One of the key factors that influenced the production of the 1981 dime was the rising cost of metals. As we've seen with other coins, the prices of materials like copper and silver were rising, putting pressure on the U.S. Mint to find more cost-effective ways to produce coins. By 1981, the U.S. Mint had already shifted its focus away from using silver in most coins, following the silver crisis of the 1960s. The standard composition for the dime had been adjusted in 1965, when silver was removed from the coin, and dimes were made with a core of copper, clad in a thin layer of nickel. The 1981 dime was made of the same copper-nickel clad composition, 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, which would remain in use for decades. As for the minting process, the U.S. Mint continued to employ advanced technology to produce the 1981 dimes efficiently. In 1981, dimes were minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco facilities. Coins minted in Philadelphia did not carry a mint mark, while those produced in Denver featured a D mint mark, and proof coins minted in San Francisco were marked with an S. These mint marks help collectors distinguish between coins from different facilities and are often a key factor in determining a coin's rarity and value. In terms of production numbers, the 1981 one-dime coin was minted in the billions, reflecting the need for dimes in circulation across the country. Despite this high mintage, certain varieties of the 1981 dime have garnered the attention of collectors. While the coin is not considered particularly rare or valuable in its standard form, there are some notable exceptions. For example, a 1981 dime with a die crack or other minting error can be highly sought after. These errors, while relatively rare, can make the coin much more valuable to collectors who specialize in finding unique or unusual specimens. One of the most well-known varieties of the 1981 dime is the 1981 double die variety. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the coin to feature doubled images or letters. The 1981 double die dime is an example of how a small error during the minting process can significantly increase the value of a coin. While these error coins are relatively rare, they can command prices well above face value, often reaching into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Aside from error coins, another factor that can influence the value of the 1981 dime is its condition. As with many coins, the 1981 dime is more valuable if it is in uncirculated or mint state condition. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition, without any visible wear or scratches, are highly prized by collectors. A coin that has been well preserved is more likely to fetch a higher price at auction, especially if it is a particularly rare variety or has an interesting error. The current value of the 1981 one-dime coin is a testament to the growing interest in modern U.S. coins among collectors. While a standard 1981 dime in average circulated condition is worth just 10 cents, a coin in mint state condition or one with a rare error can be worth far more. Some of the most valuable 1981 dimes have sold for as much as $138,000, especially those with notable errors or exceptional condition. This makes the 1981 dime one of the more valuable modern coins in the United States, and it is highly sought after by collectors who are interested in expanding their collections. In conclusion, the 1981 one-dime coin may seem like an ordinary piece of currency at first glance, but it carries with it the echoes of a decade defined by change. Its design, composition, and minting process reflect the political and economic realities of the time, while its value in today's market underscores the growing interest in U.S. coins as collectibles. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the hobby, the 1981 dime offers an intriguing glimpse into the past and a valuable piece of American history. With that, we now turn our attention to the 1999 one-dime coin, a coin minted at the turn of the millennium. What makes this coin stand out, and how does it compare to its predecessors? Let's find out in the next chapter of our coin journey. The 1999 one-dime coin was minted during a period of profound change in the United States. As the world approached the year 2000, the air was thick with anticipation and uncertainty. The 1990s were a time of economic prosperity for many Americans, with the country experiencing an economic boom fueled by the rise of the Internet, advancements in technology, and an increasingly globalized world. The end of the Cold War and the expansion of the digital age were reshaping the fabric of society, and the 1999 dime was minted as the country prepared for the new millennium. By the late 1990s, the design of the U.S. dime had remained largely unchanged since the introduction of Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait in 1946. The obverse of the 1999 dime still featured Roosevelt's likeness, a tribute to the president who had led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The image of Roosevelt was the face of the dime for more than half a century, a constant presence in a world that was rapidly evolving. The reverse of the coin, too, remained unchanged. The classic design by John R. Sinek, featuring a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, continued to symbolize the values of freedom, peace, and strength that Roosevelt championed. This timeless design on the reverse side of the 1999 dime serves as a reminder of the enduring ideals that have defined the United States for generations. However, the 1999 dime was not just a continuation of the familiar design, it was also a product of its time. By the late 1990s, the U.S. Mint had largely shifted to using modern technology in the coin production process. Machines and computer systems were now used to increase efficiency, and the production of coins had become a highly automated process. The Mint's ability to produce coins quickly and at a lower cost allowed it to keep up with the growing demand for currency, which had risen significantly in the wake of the country's economic expansion. In terms of composition, the 1999 dime was made from the same copper-nickel-clad material that had been used since 1965. This composition, 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, was chosen for its durability and cost-effectiveness, particularly as the price of silver had risen sharply in the previous decades. The 1999 dime, like its predecessors, had a reeded edge and weighed 2.27 grams. The standardization of materials and design across U.S. coins during this time ensured that the dimes were both functional and reliable, even as the world around them was changing. As with other coins, the minting of the 1999 dime took place in several locations across the country. The Philadelphia Mint produced dimes without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint added the D mint mark to the dimes it produced. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint continued to produce proof versions of the dime, which were struck with special care and were intended for collectors rather than general circulation. Although the 1999 one-dime coin was minted in large numbers to meet the needs of the growing economy, there were still some notable factors that contributed to its appeal among collectors. One of the most significant factors that influenced the 1999 dime's collector value was the fact that it was the last year of the century, which gave the coin a unique place in American numismatic history. As the century drew to a close, collectors became more interested in coins from this period, and the 1999 dime became an important part of any collection focused on the late 20th century. Furthermore, while the design of the 1999 dime remained largely the same, certain aspects of the coin's production made it stand out. For example, there were minor variations in the way the dies were used to strike the coins, leading to slight differences in the final product. These subtle variations, while not easily noticeable to the casual observer, can make a big difference in terms of the coin's rarity and value. Collectors of U.S. coins are always on the lookout for these small differences, as they can often lead to significant increases in the coin's worth. Additionally, the condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its value. As with many other coins, the 1999 dime is more valuable if it is in mint state or uncirculated condition. Coins that are free from scratches, nicks, and other signs of wear are highly prized by collectors. For example, a 1999 dime in pristine condition can be worth far more than its face value of 10 cents. A coin in near-perfect condition can command a higher price, especially if it was struck in limited quantities or features a unique error. Speaking of errors, the 1999 dime series is also known for a few notable varieties that can drastically increase the coin's value. One of the most sought-after varieties is the 1999 wide AM dime, which features a slightly wider space between the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the coin. This variety is a result of a small mistake during the minting process, but it has made the 1999 wide AM dime a prized piece among collectors. Error coins like this one are highly desirable because they are unique, and their rarity makes them valuable. The 1999 dime also benefits from its status as part of a larger, often collectible series of U.S. coins from the late 20th century. As collectors begin to focus on coins from specific decades, the 1999 dime stands out as a key piece in the series, which includes other coins like the 1999 quarter and the 1999 penny. Having a complete set of coins from a particular year, or even a specific decade, adds a sense of accomplishment and prestige to a collection. This desire to complete a set only increases the appeal of the 1999 dime among those who are dedicated to collecting U.S. coins. The value of the 1999 one-dime coin today is a reflection of its growing importance to collectors. While a standard, circulated 1999 dime is worth only 10 cents, certain examples of the coin have fetched prices well beyond that. Coins in mint state or with rare varieties can be worth significantly more. In particular, a 1999 dime in perfect, uncirculated condition, or one with an error like the wide AM variety, can be worth upwards of $120,000. This makes the 1999 dime one of the more valuable coins in the U.S. Mint's long history of dime production. For collectors, the 1999 one-dime coin is a fascinating piece to study, not just for its design and historical context but also for its potential value in the marketplace. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 1999 dime is a coin that offers both beauty and value, making it a must-have for any collection focused on the end of the 20th century. As we move forward in time, the story of U.S. coinage continues, and we now turn our attention to the 2002 one-dime coin. How does this coin compare to its predecessors? What unique features and stories does it hold? Let's find out as we explore the next chapter in our coin journey. By the time the 2002 one-dime coin was minted, the United States had entered a new era. The events of September 11, 2001, had shaken the nation to its core, and the world was adjusting to the implications of a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape. The U.S. economy, having recovered from the dot-com bubble burst in the late 1990s, was facing new challenges in a post-9/11 world. Despite these challenges, the 2002 dime was a critical part of the nation's daily life and its economy. As we examine the 2002 dime, it's essential to remember that this coin was minted in a period of relative stability in the coinage world. The design of the dime, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse, had not changed since 1946. The reverse, which still displayed the symbols of liberty, peace, and strength, continued to feature the classic design by John R. Sinek. This consistency in design was part of the larger trend of stability in U.S. currency, which contrasted with the shifting political and economic landscapes of the time. Despite being a part of the same design tradition as earlier dimes, the 2002 coin stands out for a few key reasons. One of the most notable features of the 2002 dime is its composition. Like other dimes produced since 1965, the 2002 dime was made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. This consists of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, a formula that ensures the coin is durable and resistant to wear. The decision to continue using this composition reflected the mint's desire to create a cost-effective, durable coin that would stand up to the demands of circulation. The minting of the 2002 dime took place at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Coins produced at Philadelphia did not carry a mint mark, while those minted in Denver featured the familiar D mint mark. San Francisco, which produced proof versions of the coin, marked its coins with an S. These mint marks help collectors identify which facility produced the coin and can play a role in determining its rarity and value. While the 2002 dime was minted in large quantities, certain versions, such as those with errors or from particular mint marks, have caught the attention of numismatists. In terms of the general production numbers, the 2002 dime was struck in large quantities to meet the needs of the public. Yet, as with many coins from this era, collectors often focus on specific varieties and grades that make certain versions of the 2002 dime stand out. For example, coins with die cracks, off-center strikes, or other minting errors are often worth more than standard examples. Collectors search for these types of errors because they add an element of rarity and uniqueness to the coin, which can lead to a higher price in the marketplace. As with other coins, the value of the 2002 dime is highly dependent on its condition. A standard, circulated coin is worth just 10 cents, but coins that are in uncirculated or mint state condition are much more valuable. For example, a coin that has been preserved in pristine condition, free from scratches, dents, and signs of wear, can be worth significantly more. This is especially true for coins that have been graded as MS-65 or higher by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Coins that are in near-perfect condition can command much higher prices, sometimes reaching into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 2002 dime is its appeal to collectors of modern coins. In recent years, there has been an increased interest in U.S. coins from the late 20th and early 21st centuries, driven by the growing popularity of numismatics as a hobby and the expanding collector base. Collectors who focus on modern coins often seek out high-quality examples of coins from specific years, including the 2002 dime. For these collectors, the 2002 dime represents an important piece of U.S. history and a valuable addition to their collections. The 2002 dime is also notable for the minor variations that can occur in the minting process. Although the design remained the same as previous dimes, slight differences in the die used to strike the coins can result in small but important changes in the appearance of the coin. For example, some 2002 dimes have been found with doubling or other types of minting errors, which can make them more valuable to collectors. These coins, though rare, can fetch significant sums at auction, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars. Another aspect that can affect the value of the 2002 dime is its connection to the broader history of the U.S. Mint. The 2002 dime is part of a long tradition of dime coins that date back to the 1790s. As such, it is part of a continuous narrative of American coinage, a piece of the ongoing story of the nation's history. For collectors, owning a coin from a specific year is not just about its value as currency, it's about owning a piece of history. In this way, the 2002 dime, though relatively modern, connects collectors to the past and serves as a reminder of the enduring legacy of U.S. coinage. Today, the 2002 one-dime coin holds significant value among collectors. While a typical, circulated coin is still worth just 10 cents, coins that are in mint state condition, or those with errors or other unique features, can fetch higher prices. For example, a 2002 dime in perfect uncirculated condition might sell for as much as $106,000. This makes it a valuable coin for collectors who are looking to add high-quality examples to their collections. The 2002 dime also has a special place in the broader context of 21st century U.S. coins. It represents a time of transition and change, both in terms of the design of U.S. currency and in the economic and political realities of the nation. As the world moved into a new millennium, coins like the 2002 dime helped provide a link between the past and the future. For collectors, owning a 2002 dime is a way to connect with the present moment while also participating in the ongoing story of American numismatics. In conclusion, the 2002 one-dime coin may not be as old as some of its predecessors, but it is no less significant. Its design, its composition, and its place in U.S. history make it a coin worth studying and collecting. Whether you are an avid numismatist or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 2002 dime is a valuable and interesting piece that offers both beauty and history. Its collector value, especially in high-grade or rare varieties, makes it a sought-after coin, and its story continues to unfold in the world of modern U.S. currency. Now, let's move on to the final coin in our series, the 2010 one-dime coin. As we reach the most recent entries in the U.S. Mint's dime series, we'll explore what makes the 2010 dime unique and how it compares to its predecessors. Let's see what this coin has to offer in terms of design, minting details, and collector appeal. The 2010 one-dime coin represents a period in American history where technological advancements, a fluctuating economy, and the changing needs of the nation all intersected. By 2010, the United States was still recovering from the Great Recession that had hit the global economy in 2008. The recovery process was slow but steady, with signs of economic improvement in areas like housing, job creation, and consumer confidence. Despite these challenges, the 2010 dime was minted to help fulfill the country's ongoing need for small denominations in circulation. At the time of its production, the 2010 dime featured the classic design that had been in place since 1946, with Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile gracing the obverse of the coin. The reverse, with its symbols of liberty, peace, and strength, represented by a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, remained unchanged, continuing to embody the values that Roosevelt himself had championed. This consistency in design was not only a hallmark of the U.S. Mint's approach to coinage but also a reflection of the stability that the coin represented in the lives of American citizens. The composition of the 2010 one-dime coin remained the same as it had since 1965, made from copper nickel clad. This composition consists of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, a formula that makes the coin durable, corrosion-resistant, and cost-effective to produce. The size and weight of the coin, too, remained the same as in previous years, measuring 17.91 mm in diameter and weighing 2.27 grams. The consistent size and composition of the dime made it a reliable and easily recognizable part of the nation's coinage. The production of the 2010 one-dime coin was done across the country at the various U.S. Mint facilities. As was the case with previous years, dimes produced at the Philadelphia Mint were left without a mint mark, while those made at the Denver Mint carried a D mint mark. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint continued to produce proof versions of the coin, marked with an S mint mark. These mint marks were important for collectors, as they provided a way to identify where the coin was produced, and in some cases, which version of the coin they had in their possession. Like all modern coins, the 2010 one-dime coin was produced using highly automated machines that ensured efficiency and precision in the minting process. These machines were capable of striking millions of coins each day, allowing the mint to meet the demand for coins in circulation. While the production methods had become more advanced, the core principles of coin design and striking remained the same, ensuring that the coins produced were of the highest quality. However, it's important to remember that despite the technological advancements in minting, the coin still had some variation due to the intricacies of the production process. Dies used to strike the coins can wear out over time, which means that certain batches of coins may have slight differences in design or appearance. These variations can have a significant impact on a coin's value, as collectors often seek out coins with unique characteristics or minting errors. For example, some 2010 dimes may feature minor errors such as off-center strikes or die cracks, which can make them more valuable to collectors. While these errors are relatively rare, they play a big role in determining the desirability and price of a coin on the secondary market. For most people, the 2010 one-dime coin was just a standard piece of currency used for making small purchases, like buying a soda or a snack. It was indistinguishable from the thousands of other dimes in circulation at the time. However, for collectors, the 2010 dime holds a special place. As with all U.S. coins, the value of a 2010 dime depends heavily on its condition and any unique characteristics it may have. A coin that has been carefully preserved in mint state condition can be worth significantly more than its face value of 10 cents. A 2010 one-dime coin in perfect, uncirculated condition can fetch a price higher than expected, with certain specimens even selling for as much as $98,000. This value is particularly appealing to collectors who are seeking high-quality examples of coins from the modern era. The 2010 dime, though relatively recent, has gained traction among collectors who appreciate the subtle differences between various coins of the same type, as well as the ongoing development of U.S. coinage. The 2010 dime also carries a unique appeal due to its place in the broader history of U.S. currency. As the nation continued to modernize in the 21st century, coins like the 2010 dime became an important marker of change. The design, which had been in place for over 6 decades, was a symbol of continuity in a time of economic and political turbulence. In the years leading up to 2010, American coinage had undergone several transformations, from the introduction of new designs on the state quarters to the eventual release of the Sacagawea and presidential dollars. Yet, the dime, with its consistent design, remained a steady anchor in the world of U.S. currency. For many collectors, owning a 2010 dime is not just about the coin itself but about what it represents. It is a link to a moment in American history, one that was shaped by economic recovery, technological advancement, and the ongoing evolution of the nation. While it might not hold the same historical weight as older coins from earlier centuries, the 2010 dime is nonetheless an important piece of the broader tapestry of U.S. coinage. It's a coin that connects the past to the present and offers a glimpse of what the future of American coinage might look like. One of the key reasons the 2010 one-dime coin has garnered attention from collectors is the growing interest in modern U.S. coins. As the years pass, collectors who focus on coins from the late 20th and early 21st centuries are increasingly looking for coins that reflect the unique characteristics of the times in which they were minted. The 2010 dime stands as a symbol of an era defined by digital innovation, economic recovery, and a changing global landscape. In terms of collecting, the 2010 one-dime coin may not be as rare as some of its older counterparts, but it still represents a valuable and interesting piece of history. As with all U.S. coins, its value is determined by factors like rarity, condition, and demand. Coins that are in uncirculated condition, or that feature unique characteristics such as minting errors, are highly sought after. For collectors, the 2010 dime offers an opportunity to acquire a piece of modern U.S. currency that could increase in value over time. In conclusion, the 2010 one-dime coin is an essential part of the U.S. Mint's long history of coin production. While it may not carry the same historical weight as some of the older coins in the series, it holds significant value for collectors due to its place in the broader context of modern U.S. coinage. The coin's design, production details, and collector appeal make it a fascinating piece of American numismatics, and its surprising value today shows just how much modern coins can be worth. Now, as we look back at all 5 coins in this series, we see a fascinating evolution in U.S. coinage. From the 1961 1-cent penny to the 2010 one-dime coin, each of these coins tells a unique story of American history, economics, and culture. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone new to the world of numismatics, these coins are a reminder of the enduring legacy of U.S. currency, and of the incredible value that even the most unassuming coins can hold.